Chantel and welcome to my channel. So you might be wondering why I'm not showing much of my face. So I decided to stop showing a lot of my face in videos just for privacy reasons. So today we will be doing a TBR video, sorry. So here I have different prompts. Each of the different prompts has a different thing for the March. So I am really happy that that February is over because I don't know about y'all, but it has been a really long month. So over here we have all of the books that I will be reading for Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. So at first I was going to do another book for March, but I decided to read On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness by Andrew Peterson. So this is the very old edition. I have already read it, so this would be a reread for me, but I basically reread this annually. I was originally going to read Arlia's Colors by Jeffrey Overstreet. It, again, technically reread, but I read it a couple years ago and I never finished the series. I do want to finish the series, but I personally did not love it, so I decided to put it back on my TBR. And so I'm going to move these out of the way. Just put them right here. The prompt is to read a book with more than one POV. This one is told mainly in Jenner's perspective, but we do get a couple other POVs. So let's get into it. So I'm just going to shake this. I promise I have not pulled anything out or anything. So we have a book you want to revisit. So this could be On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness, or actually one book that I've been feeling recently is this one, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. You see, I've just been really feeling this lately. I don't know why. I've just been in the mood for a cozy classic. So we have that, and I am really excited to reread this. I love it. I read it, I think, for the first time in 5th grade, and I found it really good. I personally, as I mentioned, loved it. I think I've reread it at least 5 times, but I haven't read it recently, at least in a couple of years. So now we have present, so something that takes place in the present. I don't think I have anything. Does nonfiction count? I would count a nonfiction. So this is one that I've had for a while. It's called Girl Meets Change. Oh, and it has a pretty bookmark. I didn't notice that. And I love it. It says, get lost in a book. I'm going to add that to my bookmarks. A good book, I should clarify. So we have this one. I think it's very pretty. So it has the green and then flowers, and then on the inside, it doesn't really have illustrations, but you see that, and then this is for part 3 or whatever. And there are specific parts, with Bible verses, I think, or something, just in italics. It's very pretty. So I think I might read that. I'm pretty excited about this TBR so far. So I think I'm going to go for something ambitious and go for 10. I don't think I'm going to realistically read 10 books. I'm going to be hopeful. So the next prompt has a TV or movie adaptation. That could be said for a lot of these books, honestly. One book that I've really been wanting to read, and again, I've had it for forever, is The Hobbit by JBR Tolkien. Obviously, it has a movie adaptation. It's amazing. I have The Silmarillion and The Lord of the Rings right here. If you don't know what it's about this guy, Bilbo Baggins, who is a hobbit, a really small person with big hairy legs, and he is taken on for a quest by a wizard named Gandalf, and then I think 7 dwarves. I'm not sure exactly how many, but I love the movie. I've seen all the movies, and I've really wanted to read this for a while, so yay. And then also, I just noticed that my spring TBR has, or my March TBR, sorry, like has kind of a theme. So, like, we have On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness, and then The Secret Garden, and then we have 2 books with green, so like, just like very spring vibes, which is great. STEM themes, so science, technology, engineering, and math, or math. Ooh. So this one is another nonfiction. I would consider exploring an aspect of science because like it's like not only cultural sciences but also just like learning about the world. So this is a sort of children's historical, like children's biography about David Livingstone. He was an explorer in Africa. He was a Christian explorer. And then I'm not super excited, but I've had this for a while, and I have been kind of wanting to read it. I don't know why, but I find like shaking papers very fun, just like with the noise and stuff. Anyway, female main character. That could be said about a lot of these. So I feel like we've been doing a lot of like popular-ish, either fantasy or classics. So I want to go with something that is not. I'm gonna see if this is, there's this one in The Word Game with Power. It's yet another nonfiction. Not super excited about it. It's basically about, let me look at it. It's again nonfiction, and it's about a missionary. It's an autobiography or memoir. Yeah, I think it's a memoir about a woman who is a missionary in, I don't know, it says the Belangao people. Not sure exactly what that means. So I'm, yeah, adding that to the TBR. Book that starts with an A or T. Let me look. Ooh. This one, yes, A Tale of Two Cities. I've really been wanting to read this, especially because of the Infernal Devices, because it's just like mentioned a lot in that book, and I absolutely love it. I'm not sure about like much of what it's about. I do know a little bit about like Sydney Carton from like Because of Will, but honestly that's about it that I know. But yeah, I've really been wanting to read it. As I mentioned, I don't know a lot about it. I've been meaning to read it for a while. We have green, purple, or gold on the cover. I feel like this counts. Little Woman. Like, you see? It has the green of the plants or whatever right here. And then it has the gold foiling. I feel like I have a lot of books with green. And then we also have Magnificent Glass Globe, which I don't know what it's about. I think it's like a fantasy mystery, middle grade. Ooh, this one, Anna and the King. Apparently takes place in Bangkok. So we're only gonna look on the first row because I feel like if I go to the second row, that's gonna be a lot. Okay, so we have Between Anna and the King and Little Woman. Oh, and also the Magnificent Glass Globe. I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling middle grade, like younger middle grade, which is I think what this is. Where was it? I think it's right here. Let's do this one. It's historical fiction, takes place in 1862, as I think I mentioned, in Bangkok. So we have 8. So 2 more. Indie or self-published book. So I don't have any physical self-published books, but one of my teachers is an author and she has a self-published book. So I will ask her if I could borrow that book and I could read it. It's called, okay, I can't remember what it's called, but I have a friend who read it and liked it, and I want to read it. it's somewhere on my TBR. So I will ask her, audiobook or ebook? Okay, I have a lot of audiobooks, but the one that I've been feeling right now, like most recently, is If He Had Been With Me. I have that on Spotify, and as I mentioned, I've really been wanting to read it. Well, I don't know if I've mentioned it a lot. So a lot of these books on this TBR I've really been wanting to read, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. I've heard that it's really sad, and one of my friends has read it and she liked it, and I think I would like it. So here are all the books that we have. So we have On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness, The Secret Garden, Girl Meets Change, then The Hobbit, this one about David Livingstone. I just realized that I haven't mentioned a lot of the authors. So we have, going from top to bottom, Anna and the French Kiss by Margaret Landon, A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, And the Word Came with Power by Joanne Shelter, David Livingstone by Janet and Jeff Benj. I have read some of their other books. I have them right there on my other shelf, or whatever you want to call it. It's not technically a shelf. Then we have The Hobbit by JBR Tolkien, Girl Meets Change by Kristen Strong. Again, very beautiful book. It's very pretty. I mean, yeah, it might be too old for that book now, but I still want to read it. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. And finally, On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness by Andrew Peterson. And then also, If You Had Been With Me, and the other book by my teacher. So thank you all for joining me, and I hope I will see you soon.